So I know how much you guys like inspection videos, and I got a 2007 Honda Odyssey, which has a couple complaints and also other stuff that I also found on this car. So let's just show you. We're still doing paper because CDK is still down. So came in, there's a customer complaint of no AC and also a car with a wheel bearing noise. And so here's my list. First, I always check the lights: left brake light out, left inner tail light, and then both license plate light. And then when I went for a road test, left rear wheel bearing is noisy, and then also I put it up on the hoist to get somebody to drive it, and also here the right front wheel bearing is also noisy. But when I was driving it, it did just sound like the right front, but then yeah, you can definitely hear the right rear. Here, let me show you. I'm just going to spin it by hand for the rear, but I can't do anything with the front. You can definitely hear it. I don't know. So that's noisy. So that's the one complaint. I also checked the front end. Both front inner tie rods have play, so they're both front are loose. Yeah. Just put it up in the air, shake it, and then you can feel the play. What's somebody shaking it, and I'm just putting my hand on whichever steering components are loose. Power steering pressure line. This is something else that I found. You can see right there, it's all wet. I usually go with the O-ring first, clean it all up, and then because the O-ring's only a couple bucks rather than changing this pressure line, because I didn't see anything leaking from down there. It's just usually it's up here, and the O-ring usually shrinks and starts leaking. So we'll just try the O-ring, clean up everything, and then see if it still leaks. And then the AC concern. AC. So we're just gonna start up the car, and I'll show you why his AC is not working. It's just a bad relay. Okay, start her up. Also, it's overdue by 800 kilometers on the trip. So it has 187,000 kilometers, so just over 100, maybe 110,000 miles. So I got low AC on, and I don't even hear the compressor kick on. Let me get my pair of pliers to pull the relay out, which is this guy right here. Come out. There you go. So when I do this, you can hear the relay click. I don't know if you can catch that. Hear it click? Yeah, so you don't even hear the compressor kick on. So I usually have myself a spare relay just to do this. And you can hear the compressor kick on, and then the change in RPM in the engine. So now the AC compressor is working, and now I got AC. So all it is just a simple relay. So that fixes his other concern. And then also tested the battery and also corrosion. I'll put the picture I took of the battery test on screen right there, and corrosion on the battery. That side's okay. And then 4 tires. They're all weather tires. 3 out of the 4 is, on the wear bar, right? This one's also, where's the wear bar? Getting close to the wear bar, so where's my finger? Oh, there it is. So, wear bar. And this one's also on the wear bar. Right there. And then this one is not on the wear bar yet, but it's getting there. Where's the wear bar on this thing? Well, that's probably 4/32 because this is an all-weather tire. There's a wear bar for 4/32 on all all-weather or winter tire as a winter tire, and then there's a 2/32 wear bar somewhere, if I can find it, for a replacement. So basically, when it hits this wear bar, which is 4, you can use it as a regular all-season tire until, yeah. So it's no good as a winter tire anymore. That's what that means. So yeah, that is my inspection list. I'm gonna see if I get any of this recommendations. Also, it came in for an alignment too, which, you know, having a loose front end, you can't really do an alignment. And also something to note, this side was kind of hard to turn, but I end up pushing the caliper in, so this moves. I guess the pads are just stuck in the holder on this one. And yeah, compliance bushings are good. Lower ball joint's good. Usually those things are starting to wear. This side, you can see how rotors are rusty, but I also tried to push in this caliper. So I think it's just the pads are stuck in the holder, but also when I was doing this, the bottom moves. I don't even see it. The bottom pin moves, but the top pin does not. So that pin up here is seized. So that's another thing. Also, you want to check your brake lines and stuff. Shocks are okay. I think this spring is okay. It might be the other side. Something to note, let the customer know that bottom part of the spring could potentially break. Where is it? It's right here. Yeah, this one. So right about here. If I can show you, it's a place of concern where the spring might gonna break. Also, yeah, this is the wheel bearing one. Yeah, lines there kind of rusty over there, but still okay. Just note it down on your inspection sheet. Same thing, compliance bushings on this one looks okay. Shocks is okay. Sway bar links is okay. Just the inner tie rods. And yeah, I think that's it. While we're waiting for the advisor to sell stuff, here's the one that I said is seized. It is completely seized. This one moves fine, right? And then the pad is just stuck. It's so stuck in there. It's coming. It's coming. It's just stuck in there. Yeah. Anyways, let me try and get this thing out. Okay, so what I do in this situation when your slide pin is stuck, I get myself a 17 mil, you know, a long wrench, stick it at the end of it because it's a 17 on the end of it, and you just keep working it back and forth until you free it. You're trying to get that pin out because it's not going to move. You can move it back and forth. I stick a bolt at the end of it. You can have a buddy or something pull on it while you're moving it, and eventually it'll slide out. So just a quick tip for you guys. And there you have it. It's finally out. Look how dry that is. And that there, folks, is why you service your brakes. Just to prolong the life of your brake pads. All right, so we're still waiting for the advisor to call the customer, but the advisor did tell me to throw in a relay. And if you're wondering how much labor to throw in a relay, that much. All right, so we're still waiting for the customer for that 2007 Honda Odyssey, which was black. Funny enough, I pulled that car out and I got my next job, and it's a 2006 Honda Odyssey, similar amount of mileage, but this customer's complaint is that check engine light down in the corner over there. And this customer's description is check and report, mill light on. Customer felt like car was going to stall out, but only once. And then they want me to check the brake fluid. So yeah, that's our customer's complaint. So let me hook up the scanner and see what that check engine light is. I also hear a belt squealing underneath the hood. So we're gonna take a look at that just to see what it is. It's gonna be part of the MPI. So I still got to do a multi-point inspection on this car. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so just waiting for it to do a full system health check, see what codes we have. Just haven't really done much. Just oil life is at 20%, and then oil change sticker 174. So it's way past what the odometer says. But every time I see the Klondike oil change sticker. It always reminds me of the ice cream bar, like, you know, the Klondike bars that used to have commercials on. I don't know what happened to that, but yeah, that's what that oil change sticker reminds me of when I see those quick loop stickers or something. Still scanning, knowing what this yeah, it's still scanning. So I was just gonna say, I got the P2647 variable cylinder management system stuck on. So with the oil life at 20%, I bet you it's low on oil. It can't go into the valve pause system to disable the cylinders, so it's still running those valves. Because usually when it's like reverse VTEC, you know, it applies oil pressure, and then it releases the rocker arm. Oh, there's a spider there. Look at that. Look at that guy. He's crawling away. I had one time a spider bit my hand and it was swollen. But yeah, so I'm gonna check the oil level first, because that's the first thing I'm gonna do. All right, guys. So I was correct just by guessing. Who needs diagnosis when you can just guess things, right? But no oil touching the dipstick, so that thing is dry. There's no oil. It's dry. Maybe a little bit residue, but it is dry. No wonder they wanted to check brake fluid. It's got new pads and rotors in there, like brand new brakes. So you can stick this in there. Yeah, look at how thick those pads are. They're like brand new. Same thing with the back. It's got new rotors in the back, so you can see it. Yeah. Well, I guess that's it. Front end is good. Brakes are all done. So yeah, that's it. Timing belt's already done. Someone already put a sticker on it. Let me show you. Yeah, there you go. It's done at 147. Right, so we got an approval for the oil change. Just the oil change. I just want to see how much oil is actually in this thing. Oh, by the way, the other Odyssey, I got the wheel bearings on that thing. What else did I get? Can't remember. I'll have to bring that car in and check the work order. Ooh, doesn't look like a very good stream coming out, but let's see how much oil is actually in this thing. And measly, it's already running out of flow. Okay, well, this is live. Show you how much oil actually came out of this thing. Barely a quart. Oh, turn on the light. Am I gonna hit 1 liter? Probably not. So to fix your check engine light, you gotta change your oil or keep your oil topped up. That's what happens when your engine starts burning oil. Yeah, I didn't even hit a quart or even a liter. 750 mil. So that's basically it. Huh. So fresh oil coming in. Someone actually wrote 4.5 liters of oil, but technically it takes 4.7 of oil. And yeah. Oh. Yeah, 4.8, close enough. Start her up. Also got to clear that check engine light. Now reset the oil life. Now we'll check the oil level. I'm gonna check the oil level. Whew. Still pretty black, but it's at the top mark, so we're good there. And that's it. We're gonna kick the car out, and I gotta bring back the other Odyssey, and we're gonna do the wheel bearings and I think the inner tie rods. All right, so we are back with the black Odyssey, the one that's black colored. So customer did not want to do the battery, so I'm not touching that. I guess the Honda batteries are too expensive. I mean, they are pretty expensive. Like the AGM ones, were like the Honda Pilots and all that stuff. They're like $500-600 Canadian for a battery. So I kind of understand that. You can go to Canadian Tire, get the same battery and half the price, plus a 5-year free replacement battery. So yeah. Also, no tires, because they're not gonna go. They don't want to get tires. So we're gonna fix the wheel bearing issue. I think we only have one. Parts are still trickling in, so I think there's one wheel bearing, maybe two. I'm gonna start doing those first, and then yeah, once more parts come in, once more parts come in, then I'll start doing it. Okay, I lied. We don't have parts here. The only part I have is this O-ring for the power steering pressure line. So that's the only thing I got today. So the rest of the parts are coming in tomorrow. So let's just do this O-ring. It's just basically two bolts, 210 mils, take it off, change the O-ring, stick it back in. I'm gonna clean off all the oil, and then we'll come back tomorrow and do the rest of the stuff. You can see that, but that O-ring is flat. See? You can see it kind of squared off. So that is flat. Other than that, I just pinch off this hose so it doesn't keep draining out through there. And then I'm just gonna change that O-ring. So yeah, make sure you clean off all the oil off the bottom of the engine and on the side. You know, douche it down. And yeah, just make sure you get all that oil out of there. So all the oil here is pretty clean now. I think I might have missed a little bit back there maybe. No, that's just dirt. But this is all cleaned up. Probably want to top up your power steering fluid. Well, I guess I spoke a little too soon because that rear wheel bearing showed up an hour before my shift is over, so I might as well get it going. So remove the caliper, remove the rotors, and then I think it's just a couple bolts in the back that holds the bearing on. So we'll get that done. And if you want to get your rotors off easily, I just run a couple bolts through those holes and it just pushes the rotor out, and you can just take them off. And now just grab yourself your Ugga Dugga gun, and you can zip out the 17mm bolts. There's 4 of them until they all come out. Oh, might need a different angle for this one. Yeah, let me go with an extension. And I'll just do this. That's out. And then there's 2 more. And once you remove all 4 of those bolts, and you live in an ideal world, this bearing should just fall right out. But since we don't live in that ideal world, you just gotta beat on it. So now that the bearing is out, you gotta make sure you clean out all this corrosion, right? And how I punch, or got this bearing out, you get yourself a sacrificial bolt, and you just go ham with the air hammer. So yeah, that's how I get it out. It wasn't too bad. I guess some places, in the salt belt, or probably have it worse than what we got here. But yeah. All right. So torque specs for the rear wheel bearing, those 4 bolts, 72.3 pound-feet of torque. Oh, too far. So since I can't get 0.3, I'm just gonna go 72. And now somebody in the comments gonna be like, hey, you under torqued that wheel bearing by 0.3. That's one. Where's that bolt? Oh, there it is. That's 2. Number 3. Can't find the bolt. Just gotta give that hook to spit on that thing. I swear, everybody at work are just talking about that. That has gone like viral. Okay. Okay, hold on. I gotta see what I'm doing here. All right, there you go. That's the other one. And then last but not least, this one. There we go. All four bolts are torqued. And double check it again if you want. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. So yeah, there we go. Rear wheel bearing done. Now I gotta wait till tomorrow for the rest of the parts. All right, we are back. It is the next morning, and parts haven't arrived yet. But somebody did leave me this on my bench. I guess they left it on my bench after I left work yesterday. So we are doing the wheel bearing, but we're still waiting for the tie rods. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do any. I don't think I'm gonna record any of the tie rods because I did recent video on a Honda Pilot. So I'll put a link in the description if you want to check out that video, and then you can see me replace the inner tie rod. But I also have a link for my Amazon affiliate store. So if you want to go check that out, it'll help me greatly. I'm trying to hit a bonus for this month because they gave me a flat fee or something, and I'm so close. I gotta hit that $900 sold items, and I'm at $844. So I just need that little push. So yeah. Anyways, the only thing I did was I took off the front wheels, and then I took out this axle nut just to make sure I can push the axle shaft through the hub, and I did. So that's great. I'm gonna remove the caliper, rotor, make sure I can get the ABS wire or ABS sensor out of the knuckle, because usually those are a pain. And then I'll bust off the tie rod and the lower ball joint, and then I think that should be it. And then we can take the whole knuckle over to the press, and we'll press out the wheel bearing. Okay, so this wheel speed sensor is giving me a little bit of a trouble trying to get it out, and I don't want to break it. So I soaked it a little bit. I'm gonna get a little chisel and start tapping it back and forth, and hopefully it'll free up and I can get that out. Okay, so I finally got it moving. I think I broke the seal on the corrosion on there. And what I've been doing is I just get a little chisel, and then I just tap it up and down on that lobe right there until it's, finally moving. So I'm gonna keep working it back and forth until that thing comes out. And that way I don't break it. Nice, I got it out. That's the hole right there. So make sure I clean it up. But yeah, all it takes is just patience and don't rush into things, and you don't have to break things. Nice. Somebody mushroomed this nut, so I can't even put my wrench on it. Okay, so I got the hub off the knuckle. So what I usually do is I stick this thing between my legs and I start hammering at it so it pops out. Or you can press it out, you can do that too. But I just usually stick it between my legs, and I just start hammering in it, and it'll just pop right out the other end. So now we gotta get this snap ring out. So it's pretty rusty, so I'm gonna soak it in some penetrating fluid, help break it up. I'll let that soak for a little bit. I'll get myself a chisel, and I'll hit it here so it kind of breaks the seal, I guess, and then I'll get my pair of snap ring pliers, and I'll take that ring out. I'm just gonna let it soak for a little bit and let that massage in there. All right, so we got the snap ring out. It was a bit of a struggle because of all the corrosion and rust, and this thing was stuck in there. It's a little bent, but it should be fine. So the next thing, we just got to find a cone that will fit over that, right? Which that should be good. We have two presses. That one's no good, and that one just started to leak. So I got to do it quick, and hopefully there's enough fluid in there for me to get this old bearing out and then the new bearing in. So that's what we're gonna do next. I had to find something else bigger so it can push the bearing through, so. But it's almost out. It's coming out. And I'm leaking a bunch of fluid. Yeah, there you go, it's out, I think. Alright, so next, we're going to get your brand new bearing. Make sure you put it in the correct side, because you got the magnetic ring for your ABS, and that's on the back side, so this is going to go this way. I'll put it there. Maybe if this thing can go up a little bit more. And what you want to do now is when you're pressing it in, you want to press it on the outside of the bearing. If you press it in the middle of it, you're going to press the entire guts out of it out the other end. Best thing for that is you get your old bearing, because it's the same size as the outer part of that of your new bearing, and then just find something flat to distribute the pressure evenly across. Alright, so before you put the hub back in, or press the hub back in, make sure you put the snap ring back in, and you got to remove the inner race off of your old hub. Or if you're getting a new hub, I think it only costs like, you know, 50-60 bucks for a new hub. You can just press in a new hub. But when you're pressing it in, make sure you support the inner part of the bearing as well as you press it in, because if you don't, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna press the guts out of your bearing out the other side. So yeah, after you've done that, make sure you reinstall everything back in reverse order. And I'm still waiting for those tie rods. So I've already taken the inner and outer tie rods, and I'm still waiting for parts. So I gotta go onto this hoist and work on another car. Alright, so I just want to say I appreciate you guys for watching, but I did get this thing done. I still got to do an alignment. This customer is picking this up at 2 o'clock, and it's 1:22 right now. And then that one I need to get done by 3 o'clock, so I got to get that one out too. So all I just want to say is I appreciate you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.